If you're anything like me, your first reaction on seeing the Wildcat EV concept will be, wait, that's a Buick? This 2+2 electric coupe is like nothing else to wear the Buick logo, and it's a brand new logo at that. The Wildcat name, though, is somewhat familiar to car enthusiasts. Buick first used it in the mid-50s on a series of different concept cars to preview the new design language. And then the Wildcat concepts went into hibernation until the mid-80s, when Buick used it again on a mid-engine supercar with all-wheel drive. That still turns heads today, and I have a feeling that the Wildcat EV will be doing the same. It's long and low and sleek, and it looks like nothing else from the crossover and SUV lineup that Buick currently has in dealerships. And it's also fully electric, and while Buick has been clearly seeing this as a design exercise and rather than a propulsion one, it's based on the same underlying technology as the GM Ultium system that powers the GMC Hummer EV. While that's a off-road monster pickup truck, though, it works just as well on this design-forward coupe.
Ultium may have taken a while to reach the market, but we're finally seeing just what GM's architecture can do. It's designed to be super flexible, supporting front, rear and all-wheel drive vehicles, with the potential for more than the usual 2 electric motors. A scalable pouch-type battery design means range can easily be adjusted depending on market demands, vehicle size and target price. In Cadillac's Lyric SUV, for instance, a 100 kWh battery could drive up to 312 miles on a charge. With a battery more than twice that size, the bigger, heavier Hummer EV could go up to 329 miles.
If the Hummer EV turns heads on the road, the Wildcat EV would set people's heads spinning on their shoulders. It really looks like no other Buick and like no other car really. The front leans forward, it's purposeful and shark-like, and it features this new trapezoidal grille that Buick will be using on all of its cars moving forward. The headlamps, meanwhile, are kind of set into the bodywork in interesting angles, and they use micro-LED technology for different animations. The windshield flows all the way round smoothly into the side glass, almost like a motorsport helmet, and then the roofline flows back into that fastback rear. Riding on these vast 18-spoke, slightly retro-effect turbine alloys, the whole thing looks muscular and not too aerodynamically smoothed either. While the wind tunnel has clearly been a consideration for Buick, they haven't let that get in the way of good classic design. At the rear, the taillights are these blades of LEDs with micro-LED animations flooding down them as you open the car or close it. And in the centre, at the back, the Buick logo is actually on top of the charging port, and that pops up and slides back for you to plug the car in. Step inside and you find a cabin that current Buick owners could only dream of. Futuristic seats that look almost like mech warriors, and a centre console and dashboard design that floats, taking advantage of the full potential that electrification brings. Most of the colour scheme is cool and minimalistic, with lots of backlit graphics and ambient lighting. Buick does throw in some splashes of colour though. I love the orange seat belts and the green of the carpet and the leather in the headliner and on the doors. They just look fantastic. I also love how Buick's used some more retro details. The steering wheel is thin and tactile, a throwback to a time when sporting didn't have to mean chunky, but it's surrounded by all of the sensors needed for Ultra Cruise, GM's upcoming system of semi-autonomous door-to-door driving.
Buick still doesn't even offer Super Cruise, GM's hands-off highway driving system, but it's looking ahead to when Ultra Cruise will expand that functionality onto surface roads too. It'll launch first on Cadillac models in 2023 and promises door-to-door hands-free driving in 95% of driving scenarios. It's still not full autonomy though, and driver attention monitoring sensors, like those in the Wildcat EV, will make sure whoever's at the wheel is still supervising. All the same, it's a reminder that GM is focusing on more than just electrification to demonstrate it's a big player in tech.
That's not the only technology. There are touchscreens and displays woven throughout the interior, and even the seats have biometric sensors built in, which do things like track your heart rate. It means the Wildcat EV will know if you're anxious or stressed, and it can offer to adjust the climate control, change the mood lighting, or even release scents through the aromatherapy system. And if you hit the Zen mode button, it'll turn on the massage seats, dim the lights, and generally turn this into a relaxing cocoon. Sadly, for those of us who love the idea of an all-electric Buick sports car, there's no plans to put the Wildcat EV into production. What we will see though are some of the design cues being brought over to production models, things like the steep rake on the front and the new trapezoidal grille, and the lighting clusters which make better use of LED technology. What we'll see first is this, the redesigned Buick logo. It's been liberated from its circle and the 3 shields have been kind of lined up. It'll begin showing up on production Buick cars from 2023, and at that point you'll start seeing this slightly more stylized crest on both the exterior and the interior.
Buick, like the rest of GM's brands and the auto industry in general, has big goals for EVs. It wants to be all-electric by 2030, gradually phasing out its current gas-powered models as it brings in electric replacements. There'll also be a whole new naming scheme. Buick EVs will use the Electra brand, with an alphanumeric after that to indicate the particular model.
Buick's argument is that while the car you see here may not be production ready, a lot of the parts of it are production possible. Whether it actually builds a car using features from the Wildcat EV will depend on how ready the market is for that and how many of them it could sell. Now, Buick's in something of a strange situation in GM terms at least. All of its sibling brands, Chevrolet, Cadillac and GMC, they all have electric cars using the Ultium platform either announced or already on the market. Buick's will have to wait until 2024 to see. Now, when it arrives, I doubt that we are lucky enough that it will be a design-forward sports coupe like the Wildcat EV. If, however, it can donate some of its style and some of the ethos behind this concept, I think the Buick EV may well be worth waiting for.
Check out one of our newest videos right here. Plus, even more Slash Gear videos about vehicles are coming soon. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell so you don't miss a single one.